John Tim says, Premier, thank you for answering these questions. Can you speak to some of the latest developments regarding Line 5? Yes, thanks, John. So I'm sure you folks know Line 5 is that Enbridge pipeline that for 6 decades has been carrying over 600,000 barrels of Canadian light crude, mainly from Alberta, across the Strait of Mackinac into into Michigan, and then Sarnia, Ontario. And then through Line 8, it carries, Line 9, it carries oil up to Montreal. So half of the fuel consumed in central Canada comes off this line, and most of the fuel consumed in the upper Midwest, like Michigan and Ohio, comes off this line. Governor of Michigan has been trying to decommission it on the grounds that it is somehow unsafe, operating under the lake bed on the Straits of Mackinac. But in fact, there's been not a single spill incident in 60 years. Enbridge wants to invest a huge, I think $600 million in burying that and building a new pipeline that's subterranean under the lake bed surface, so that they can bring down to virtually nil the chance of any marine spill in that area. But the governor is not willing to give them the time. Now, what's happened is that her order to decommission the project has no legal effect unless it is confirmed by a court order. So there are two simultaneous legal challenges going on. One is at a Michigan state court, another is at a federal court, and there's also an arbitration process going on between Enbridge and the governor of Michigan. And so we're waiting to see what happens in those three procedures. I won't speak to the arbitration, but I will tell you our legal advice is that the governor doesn't really have a leg to stand on. She does not have the authority to do this. And moreover, there is an international treaty about 40 years old between Canada and the US, which makes it, which bars either country from interrupting a pipeline which transships energy between the two countries. So we believe that we are standing on very solid legal grounds. The Government of Canada, in cooperation with the governments of Alberta, Saskatchewan, Quebec, and Ontario, has filed what's called an amicus curiae brief at both the state and federal courts. I've done everything I can to lobby the Michigan government. I went down there in the fall of 2019. Unfortunately, Governor Whitner refused to meet with me, and but the governor of Ohio, Governor Mike DeWine, did. He's very concerned and on our side, as are the governors of Indiana and Illinois, who also receive energy off this pipeline, as are a majority in both the state assembly and Senate in Michigan, as are the vast majority of the unions that carry a lot of political weight in the state of Michigan. So we've done everything we can politically, we're doing everything we can legally, and ultimately I think what the governor is involved in is very bad political theater, but another bad example of the highly coordinated campaign to landlock Canadian energy.